So 4SC is a cancer company, and our focus is utilizing epigenetic mechanisms to target different forms of cancer. So epigenetics is it describes all the processes by which cells are able to modify gene expression without actually altering the DNA themselves. So examples of this are acetylation or deacetylation of either histones, which are used to pack the DNA within the cell, or the DNA itself. And whether the DNA or the histone is acetylated or deacetylated affects whether the transcriptional mechanisms can actually access the DNA. And in this way, epigenetics is able to modulate how genes are expressed and the levels of gene expression. And this is very important in two key areas. The first is development, so how cells develop and change their cell type, and secondly in cancer. And in cancer, epigenetics plays a key role in tumorigenesis and metastasis, so how cancer cells spread. And 4SC is targeting some of the key enzymes that affect these epigenetic changes in cells to try and alter gene expression and to treat patients with cancer. So 4SC has three core programs currently. So we call them Resminostat, 4SC202, and 4SC208. Resminostat is our most advanced program. We're in pivotal studies, which is the last phase of clinical development before you can get approval for the drug. And we recently started our pivotal study in cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, which is a bit of a mouthful, but we call it CTCL. And these patients, they have a form of T-cell lymphoma, and in these patients they have very few options for treatment. And Resminostat is in a large study here in Europe for the approval of this drug in the maintenance of these patients. So here, the epigenetic mechanism of Resminostat is utilized to try and maintain these patients in a progression-free state. And we started the study in December. It's a 150-patient study, and we expect the top-line results from this study in early 2019. So our goal will be to be on the market in CTCL at the beginning of 2020. We're also developing Resminostat in a second cancer indication, which is in advanced liver cancer. In this area, we have a Japanese partner for the development of the drug in Japan, that's Yakult Honsha. And we conducted a phase 2 study recently with Yakult in Japan and Korea in 170 patients with advanced liver cancer in combination with sorafenib. This is standard of care for these late-stage liver cancer patients. And the interesting part of this study was that we were able to identify a subgroup of patients with medium to high platelet counts, where we see very substantial survival benefit for these patients for the combination of Resminostat and sorafenib. And so on the back of this data, we're now in discussion with a number of different companies about how to advance Resminostat into a pivotal study in advanced liver cancer. So our goal for 2017 in advanced liver cancer is to move Resminostat into a pivotal study in partnership with another company, probably at a global level. So we would look for approval across Asia, Europe, and the United States. So Resminostat's quite an advanced drug in terms of the clinical development, and hopefully we'd be on the market in early 2020. The second program we have is called 4SC202. This is another drug that has an epigenetic mechanism of action. And here we've done an early phase clinical study to demonstrate safety of 4SC202 in cancer patients. And in this small study of 24 patients, we also got some very good efficacy signals of how the drug might actually bring benefit to cancer patients. And we've identified now two areas or two indications that we'd like to advance 4SC202 into. So the first of these is a classic immunologically driven cancer, which is melanoma. And in this particular cancer type, we want to utilize 4SC202 in combination with a new class of anti-cancer compounds called checkpoint inhibitors. And checkpoint inhibitors have shown tremendous efficacy in these immune-driven cancers like non-small cell cancer of the lung and also in melanoma, where they're able to block a mechanism by which the tumor avoids the immune system of the patient. Unfortunately, for many patients, checkpoint inhibitors don't have a positive effect. And we believe that 4SC202, based on the preclinical work that we've conducted, will be able to make patients that are either non-responding or refractory to checkpoint inhibitors sensitive to these drugs again, so that they will become efficacious. So our goal now is to move 4SC202 into phase 2 clinical studies in combination with checkpoint inhibitors in melanoma, where patients are refractory to such checkpoint inhibitors, and also in gastrointestinal cancers, where there is a very high percentage of patients that don't respond to these checkpoint inhibitors. We will get this data sometime in 2018, 2019. The studies will start in 2017. And on the back of this data, our expectation is that we'll be able to move forward into a pivotal study for a C202 in an indication where patients are refractory to such checkpoint inhibitors. So for a C202, we see both activity as monotherapy on its own, but our core focus is to advance 202 in combination with other drugs that also affect a patient's immune system. The last drug that we have in development is called 4SC208, and here the target is cancer stem cells. So often when patients are treated with a therapy, the tumor shrinks and you remove the bulk of the tumor, but a few of these tiny stem cells are left, and that's the basis by which the tumor comes back. And the goal of 4SC208 is to target mechanisms by which these cancer stem cells are able to survive post the first-line treatment and then drive tumor recurrence. It's an early-stage program. It's only in preclinical development, but our goal is to move it forward over the next couple of years so that we would be in the clinic in 2018. So those are the three core programs. We have a number of other programs which we consider not to be part of our core development effort. And at the moment, we're actively partnering those with other companies so that we can advance those in areas outside of oncology. So 2020, it's not that far away, it's only 3 years, but I think 4SC can make really tremendous progress in that period. So for our three drugs, starting with Resminostat, our goal will be certainly to be on the market in cutaneous T-cell lymphoma and generating the first sales for 4SC. So this is really a significant step for the company, transitioning from a late-stage development company to a company with sales. Resminostat in advanced liver cancer, here we would like to be in a global pivotal study in this particular indication, have recruited the majority of patients and be looking forward to top-line data not long after 2020. For 4SC202, certainly our goal here is to demonstrate efficacy for 202 in combination with checkpoint inhibitors in a number of different cancer indications, and possibly to have partnered this drug with pharma, having demonstrated that it really is the combination of choice for checkpoint inhibitors. For 4SC208, it's our earlier program. We really want to complete the preclinical work and be into a phase 2 study and hopefully have demonstrated proof of concept for 4SC208.